What's up, fam? Welcome back to Speak English with Ease.
I'm Zoe, here to drop some life hacks to make your life less chaotic.
And I'm Max, just doing the chill part here while Zoe carries the whole show.
Okay, so did you know the average American spends 12 years of their life glued to their phone screen?
Seriously, that's basically a whole side hustle.
Right. Unpaid and with zero perks, though.
And yet, somehow, I'm still asking myself at 11 p.m., wait, what did I even do tonight?
Do you mean besides doom scrolling and stalking your ex's new dog?
He's a cute dog, okay? But for real, I've wasted so many evenings. It's embarrassing.
That's why today we're breaking down why this happens and dropping 7 science backed, actually doable strategies to reclaim your evenings.
Let's get into it. So, why are we always blowing our evenings? Are we broken?
Nope, we're just human, and humans get decision fatigue.
Come again?
It's when your brain's done making choices after a long day of nonstop work. So by the end of the day, it just picks the easiest thing and avoids anything that feels like effort.
Oh, that checks out. No wonder scrolling feels like a brain massage.
And let's not forget the lovely work culture that totally erases the line between work and life.
Ugh, I hate it. Sometimes, even when I want to do something productive, I just can't switch off work mode.
Especially with remote work. Our brains never get a clean clock out moment.
So true. My laptop's in the same room I eat dinner in. It's like my Outlook is judging my food choices.
Ew, gross. But yes, if we don't signal work's over, our brains just stay in hustle mode or just crash.
So who else do we blame?
Let's talk about energy levels.
Isn't energy supposed to energize me?
In theory, yes, but it runs on a cycle. So even if you think 8 p.m. is a good time to write in your journal or whatever, if your body says nope, then it's a nope.
Getting ghosted by my own energy? That's wild, and
I know, right? That's why you gotta respect the body's boundaries. Don't fight biology, guys.
I swear, if Darwin was doing a study on humans that are just straight up useless after 6 p.m., I'd be his star subject.
Or you could be the prime example of natural deselection.
Let's dive deeper into this decision fatigue thing because it's actually wild how it works.
Yeah, like, is there actual science behind why I can't choose what to have for dinner after work?
There's a famous study about judges making parole decisions throughout the day. At the beginning of the day, they approved about 65% of cases,
And by the end of the day,
nearly 0%. Their brains were so fried from making decisions that they just defaulted to no for everything.
so basically, my brain is like a tired judge by evening time?
Exactly, and here's the kicker. Your brain uses glucose to make decisions. So when your blood sugar drops, your decision making gets worse.
Wait, so that's why I always end up ordering pizza instead of cooking something healthy?
Bingo, your brain is literally running on empty, so it goes for the easiest option.
But here's what's really crazy. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day to avoid decision fatigue.
Smart guy. Obama did the same thing, only gray or blue suits. They saved their mental energy for important decisions.
So maybe I should just have the same dinner every night?
That's actually not a bad idea. Meal prepping on Sundays is basically decision fatigue prevention.
Let's talk more about those energy cycles because this stuff is fascinating.
Right. So remember how I mentioned ultradian rhythms? There's actually way more to it.
Hit me with the science, Professor Zoe.
So, your body has these natural peaks and valleys throughout the day. Most people have their highest energy between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
That explains why I'm actually productive in the morning for once.
Then there's usually a dip around 2 to 4 p.m. That's when you want to take a nap or reach for caffeine.
The dreaded afternoon crash. I thought that was just me being lazy.
Nope, it's biology. And here's the interesting part. Most people get a second wind around 6 to 8 p.m.
Wait, so that random burst of energy I get after dinner is actually normal?
Totally normal. The problem is, most people waste this second wind on Netflix or scrolling instead of using it intentionally.
But what if you're a night owl? Do the same rules apply?
Great question. Night owls have shifted rhythms. Their peak might be 2 to 6 p.m., and their second wind could be 8 to 11 p.m.
So it's not about forcing yourself into someone else's schedule?
Exactly. The key is figuring out your natural rhythm and working with it, not against it.
So, what do we actually do to fix this and stop wasting our evenings then?
First off, we got to set some clear boundaries between work and life.
How do I even do that?
I got this little 3-step ritual that'll help you switch modes instantly.
Like a magic spell?
More like a habit spell, but it works like a charm.
Well, you got my interest. Lay it on me.
So, before you clock out, write down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow, and then close all your tabs.
That sounds both satisfying and terrifying because I've got like 80 tabs open right now.
Close them all, dude. Second, on your commute, or fake commute if you work from home, listen to a transition playlist.
Like some extremely sad indie songs to cry the stress out.
Whatever helps your brain unwind. Jazz, K-pop, whale sounds, or even ASMR. That's your call.
All right, what's step 3?
When you get home, change your fit. Fully. Get out of that work persona.
But what if I work from home? I used to answer emails in my pajamas back in the day.
That's the thing. You gotta have a separate work from home outfit. It's a little harder on your laundry, but way easier on your brain.
Yikes, that is low key annoying, but I'm catching on. What's the next thing?
Let me tell you why these transition rituals are so powerful.
Yeah, because honestly, changing clothes feels a bit extra.
Think about it this way. Athletes have pre-game rituals, right? They do the same warm-up, wear the same lucky socks, whatever.
True, but I'm not playing in the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to not waste my evening.
But your brain works the same way. These rituals signal to your subconscious that you're shifting from one mode to another.
So it's like telling my brain work Max is clocking out and chill Max is clocking in.
Exactly. And here's some cool research. A study from Harvard found that people who had consistent transition rituals felt 40% less stressed in the evenings.
40%? That's huge.
Right? And it doesn't have to be complicated. Some people light a candle, some make tea, some do 5 minutes of stretching.
What about people who have kids or roommates? Like, you can't always control your environment.
Great point. In that case, the ritual can be internal. Maybe it's taking 5 deep breaths or setting an intention for the evening.
Or hiding in the bathroom for a few minutes of peace.
Hey, whatever works. The point is creating a mental bridge between work mode and personal time. Next, you gotta break your energy into blocks in order to renew it.
Blocks? What kind of blocks?
3 of them: recovery, activity, and decompression.
Did you just cook that up yourself?
I wish. Have you ever heard of ultradian cycles?
Nope.
So, this psychologist, Nathaniel Kleitman, that found that our bodies work in waves. About 90 minutes of focus, then we need a break.
So, focus comes and goes, like waves at the beach.
That's right.
And that's why we're breaking our evenings into blocks?
Yep.
Hit me with the details.
First, the recovery block. It's about 30 to 45 minutes after you get home.
What am I supposed to do during that time?
Anything chill, no heavy lifting mentally or physically,
So, like, eat, shower, stare at the ceiling.
or walk, doodle, light a candle, just recharge. No screens, no emails. You're letting your brain recharge.
Okay. Then what's next?
Then comes the activity block. Your second wind of energy. It's 60 to 90 minutes.
What's with that name?
Because you just recharged, so you've got energy to burn.
Oh, that's why I randomly get a burst of energy at 8 p.m.
Yep. And since you're surprisingly locked in during this phase, use it wisely. Study, clean, write, or plan something.
Cool. Finally, some time for my personal glow up.
But remember, you gotta rest properly in the first block to earn that focus.
Copy that, Captain.
And finally, the wind down block.
Yeah, time for TikTok.
Actually, screen time is a hard pass
What? Why?
because this is when your brain needs to prep for sleep. Scrolling pumps out dopamine and makes it harder to wind down.
That sounds like torture. What do I do without my phone?
Plenty. Read a real book, journal, stretch, meditate, etc. And dim the lights slowly to tell your brain it's bedtime.
Highs. I guess I can finally give those dusty books on my shelf a chance. But, like, it's impossible to ditch phones these days. I'm basically living on my phone, you know?
Like how?
Like cooking recipes for dinner or like research for my essays.
Yeah, I know where that's going. You'll hop online for those things and then boom, it's midnight. You're on your 1000th TikTok and you haven't cooked or written anything yet.
Ugh, you're you're kind of right.
Of course I am. I used to be there, but digital minimalism saved me from that black hole.
That sounds intense. Like throwing my phone off a bridge?
No need for drama, just some simple tactics.
Spill the beans.
First, choose 3 apps you actually need in the evening, like the non-negotiables. Spotify, maybe your messages, Google Maps if you're going out.
And the rest?
Hide them. Out of sight, out of scroll.
Still kind of tempting though.
That's where the disconnect trick comes in. Set a timer to shut off your Wi-Fi around 9 p.m.
Dang, brutal. But I'm into it.
The last one is screen separation. Charge your phone in another room and get yourself a real alarm clock.
I get the alarm thing, but why charge my phone somewhere else?
Again, out of sight, out of scroll.
Yikes.
Look, go big or go home. It'll be rough at first, but you'll get used to it.
All right. Challenge accepted. I think. Let's talk about why phones are so addictive in the first place. Because understanding the enemy is half the battle.
Oh, this is juicy. Lay it on me.
So, tech companies literally hire neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists to make their apps more addictive.
Wait, seriously? They're actually trying to get us hooked?
Yep, there's something called persuasive design. They use the same principles that make gambling addictive.
That's that's actually terrifying. How do they do it?
Variable ratio reinforcement. You never know when you'll get that notification, like, or comment, so your brain keeps checking, hoping for that dopamine hit.
It's like a slot machine.
Exactly. And they use red notification badges because red triggers urgency in our brains.
No wonder I feel stressed when I see those little red dots.
And infinite scroll. There's no natural stopping point, so you just keep going and going.
Okay, this is actually making me angry. How do we fight back?
First step is awareness. Now that you know these tricks, you can recognize when they're being used on you.
And then,
Turn off those red badges. Seriously, go into your settings right now and turn off all non essential notifications.
what counts as essential?
Calls, texts from family, maybe your work email if you absolutely have to. Everything else can wait. Honestly, I've accidentally done that a few times. No phone, no screen, nothing. But it still took me forever to fall asleep. I swear I counted like 10,000 sheep before I finally knocked out.
Yeah, that's probably because your room just isn't vibing with your sleep routine.
Wait, hold up. My room has to vibe with my sleep now?
Yep.
That sounds like something the bedroom decor industry made up to sell more string lights.
Yes, but no. In fact, there's a study from Princeton that shows your environment can affect your brain.
Really? How so?
If you're surrounded by work devices or anything that's making noise, your brain can't chill or focus.
So what do I do? Move into a church?
Nah, just make a calm zone for the evenings.
How?
What comes to mind when I say calm?
Hmm. Soft, dim lights, cozy textures like velvet, mellow colors like pastel yellow and orange.
Nice. Anything else?
Maybe the smell of cinnamon or like fresh laundry, something homey.
Perfect. Use all that to set up a little relaxation corner. Once your brain sees and smells those chill signals, it knows it's time to wind down.
Like a spa?
Yep, but way cheaper. Got it. But Zoe, even though I know I've got that 60 to 90-minute window to be productive, I still barely get anything done in the evenings.
Why's that?
Honestly, I just don't feel like starting.
Well, in that case, you need the 10-minute rule.
What's that? Some magic trick to get everything done in 10 minutes?
Not quite, but it's the secret to tricking your brain into actually doing stuff.
How does that even work?
You tell yourself you'll do it for 10 minutes, then you can dip.
And that actually works?
Well, because your brain ain't scared of the task, it's scared of starting it.
So I just lie to myself?
Basically, yeah. But like in a productive way. Once you start, you usually keep going. Momentum does its thing.
Makes sense. But now I've got another issue.
What's the tea?
What if the task takes longer than 90 minutes? Should I just skip the wind down part and keep working?
That's where the Zygarnik effect comes in.
Zyg was?
It's when our brain keeps unfinished tasks active.
So like mental tabs that I forgot to close?
That's spot on. It keeps nudging you to go back and finish.
So I leave a cliffhanger for myself.
Yep, be your own Netflix show.
But what if I forget what I was even doing the next day?
The hack is to stop when you know exactly what the next step is. Ideally, something easy.
Let me share some advanced techniques that productivity experts use.
Oh, we're going pro now?
Ever heard of temptation bundling?
Sounds like something you'd do at a candy store.
It's when you pair something you need to do with something you want to do, like only listening to your favorite podcast while doing chores.
Ooh, that's smart. So I could only watch my favorite YouTube channel while meal prepping?
Exactly. Your brain starts associating the fun thing with the productive thing.
What about when you have multiple things you want to do in your evening block?
That's where time boxing comes in. You assign specific time slots to different activities.
Like 7 to 7:30 for reading, 7:30 to 8:15 for exercise?
Yep. And here's the key. You stick to the time limits even if you're not done.
But what if I'm in the zone and want to keep going?
Controversial opinion, but stopping while you're ahead actually makes you more eager to start next time.
That's like leaving a good party while you're still having fun.
Exactly. You end on a high note instead of burning out. All right, Zoe, now it's time for a quick recap.
Good idea. So today we talked about why it's hard to focus,
Yep. We mentioned digital overload, like too many phone notifications.
and stress and anxiety, which make our minds feel full and distracted.
We also talked about how sleep plays a big role. If we don't rest, our brain gets foggy. Right. So here are 3 quick tips to help you focus better. Once, turn off unnecessary notifications. Your brain will thank you.
2. Take short breaks and don't try to do everything at once.
3. Get good sleep and try a bedtime routine.
And remember, don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone struggles to focus sometimes.
That's true. But with small changes, you can feel more in control.
Now it's your turn.
In the comments below, tell us what distracts you the most during the day.
And which of today's tips will you try this week?
We'd love to hear from you.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends.
Learning English is better together.
Thanks for joining us on Podcast and Chill.
I'm Max, and
And I'm Zoe.
stay focused, stay kind.
And keep learning.
See you next time.